Today we're looking at lesson number 8 in the series on the book of Revelation. This one is entitled Satan, a Defeated Enemy. But before we go there, a brief history lesson. I happen to be sitting in the little country of San Marino, one of the tiniest countries in the world, only 24 square miles of it. Has an interesting founder, Marinus, Saint Marinus, who came here in 301, fleeing persecution by the Roman Emperor Diocletian. Marinus was working as a stonemason in Rimini, just a few miles away from here on the coast of Italy. And because of his preaching, he preached sermons, he had to run away, and he came here to Monte Titano and founded the little town that's named after him, San Marino, which then became a country, not by any kind of warfare, but simply by existence and then by alliance with other neighboring towns and even by purchase. They did not want to go to war. And that founding there in 301 meant that San Marino has existed as a free, independent republic since that time. Very interesting history. Go and look at it. It's fascinating. But I want to concentrate on that aspect of fleeing persecution, because even though Satan is a defeated enemy, as we see here in Revelation chapter 12, he's still very much at war with God in the great controversy and persecuting God's faithful people. In Revelation 12, we have the woman and the dragon. And the woman, of course, is symbolic of the church. The dragon wants to make war with the remnants of her seed, as it says there in Revelation. And this is where we are right now. The devil is always working against God and his people. And persecution is part of what we have to expect. As Jesus said there in Matthew 24, it's going to come. Persecution is going to come to God's people in some form or another. We may not have direct physical persecution, but we will be maligned, we will be misunderstood, and even despised by many. People around us, particularly here in this Western world, do not accept God as Lord. They see creation not as something done by our Lord God, but by a spontaneous process of the natural world, something out of nothing that then is kind of self-creating, you could say. And so when we think about this aspect of Satan, a defeated enemy, yes, he was defeated. He was expelled, first of all, from heaven. He came here. There was war on earth. Don't miss that line there in Revelation 12. And there was war in heaven. That war in heaven is where the great controversy reached its climax for the heavenly beings, but here it continues on earth because of the fall of our first parents. And of course, do realize in the book of Revelation not everything is chronological. So when it talks about the war in heaven, that's going right back to the beginning again. And there's the war against the remnant, and as it says in our study for this time, Satan's end time strategy is to continue that warfare, to make it seem that God is not there, that all you have is this and this life only, or some other kind of perversion of the end time. So as you think of these things, and as you think of the persecution, many people have died for the faith, determined to be strong for the Lord. Make sure that you in your life are consistent in your faith. And as you study here in the book of Revelation, take comfort that the devil is defeated, that God has won the battle. Christ was victorious on the cross, in his resurrection, his ascension, his coming again, and we will be home with the Lord forever. May that be our hope always.